Big up, everybody. It's your boy, Mark and MUFC fan. You know what it is. Smash those likes and subscribe. Let's get into this, guys. It's going to be an interesting one. We're going to discuss a lot of this afterwards. But let's hear what Ruben has to say as he's speaking ahead of the match against Liverpool. He's giving some insights on the transfer strategy. It looks like we're going into the market, not like when he said we're not buying anyone. So, guys, check it out. Big up to Frankie. Big up to Stephanie in the building as well. And big up to all of you joining. Let's bring it to the stage. Let's hear what Ruben Amorim has to say. Let's go, guys. Let's listen to what the Manchester United manager had to say ahead of our clash with Liverpool.
Welcome, everybody. Happy New Year. Press conference for our Premier League game against Liverpool on Sunday. First section embargoed until 1:30 p.m. Yeah.
Hello, Ruben. What's the mood been like around the place this week, given the team's form as you prepare to go to Anfield this weekend?
We had more time to train, two days in a row to train with the team. I think that can help us, even the environment. Of course, is a difficult moment because we are losing too many matches. 100%. We are going to face the best team this year. But like I said, with trainings, we feel more the team. We prepare more the team, and we want to improve the performance compared to the last game.
Like you say, Liverpool are in brilliant form at the moment. What gives you the belief that you can go there and get something this weekend?
Because in football, one game, anything can happen. If you talk about the season,
Frankie,
almost every time the best win. But in the moment, they are better than us. On the context, but on the performance, what we have to do, simple things, and I think we need to improve the simple things to play these kind of games, and we have the responsibility to play to win a game.
On Monday, Joshua Zirkzee came off. He didn't get a great reception. There's been a lot of talk about him.
Yeah.
And there's been suggestions of interest from other clubs. Have you spoken to him about what happened? Is he committed to this football club? What is his situation?
Yeah, his situation is the same that the other players. He had that situation during the game. Is really hard for any player, but this can happen, and they understand this part of football. Sometimes you are in the good moment in your careers. Other time the things don't happen the way you like. So he's focused on. He trained very well, but we have to understand sometimes the players feel that lack of confidence, and then in the game they had difficult moments. But we have to move on and to pass to the next game.
Two players who've been doing reasonably well, Harry Maguire and Ahmad. What is their contract situation? Because Harry Maguire, his contract's due to, well, both of them due to expire.
Yeah, Ahmad is near. Harry Maguire is going to trigger our option. I spoke with him this morning, and I told him that he has to improve his game on the pitch. We need him a lot. And also he needs to improve as a leader because we all know the situation that he had here. But we need him a lot in this moment. So we are going to trigger happily the option for Harry.
Sorry, is he a key player? Because obviously he was captain. Many people thought he was going to leave this football club, and then there's always been this uncertainty. De Ligt came in. Nobody was absolutely sure.
It's the same as Josh. Imagine Josh. There are moments in the career of a player that are different, and I think he coped very well with these struggles. And when you look our team, we are starving for leaders on the pitch. So he's a leader. He has to improve that part. He has to improve his game. So we are happy to continue with Harry.
Ruben, you've said there's no point referencing the January transfer window as a solution for Manchester United, given the need to sell to buy. And you've said you've had extended time in training now. So what solutions have you managed to find?
Interesting question.
It's everything together. We need time to work on on the basic things. Like I said, it's the only way. Of course, when the windows open, we can try to do something, and we will try to do something. But I think in the next weeks we are going to have more time to train, and we have to improve. That's the only way, because we had a lot of games without training. Now we'll have more space to grow. But you can see that the context is worse in the moment because we had a lot of losses. So we have to manage everything. So the only solution is to work hard and try. We cannot change the last game. We can evaluate, work on it, but we cannot change the last game. So let's focus on the next one and work hard during the week.
You said you'll try something during the window.
100% agree with that,
in
Kenny.
particular that you're hoping to get help in?
I will keep that to myself. We'll try to do something.
And then in terms of your approach, there's been lots of talk about changing it. I know you can't betray your principles. Can you make a few tweaks, possibly adding in an extra midfielder against Liverpool?
No, I adapt all the time. We played most of the games with three. So Bruno sometimes was in a different position, but he was on the midfield. So sometimes it's not a big difference. I know that people look for the three defenders, but I don't see the game like that. I adapt for every opponent because I think it's really important. No matter the quality of our team, we have to look at the opponent to understand what kind of game we will have.
Facts.
So I will do the same with the same principles. Like I said, we need time.
Can I ask you, you talk about the time you've had, this is the first 4 weeks between games. What has been the focus in training?
Everything. The small things, the transitions, I think you can see the lack of possession in the last game, in the first half. The control of the game was really, everybody was so anxious, so nervous. The crosses is really important. Everything, set pieces. So it's hard to say one thing. We work in a lot of things, but I think the possession, the way we control the tempo of the game, the understanding where you should play, was the main focus this week.
Hi, Ruben. The Marcus Rashford situation at the moment, has anything changed over the last week? You know, because he's been left out, he's been on the bench. Is he still going to be a part of Manchester United in the next few weeks?
It's the same situation. At the moment, he's ill. He's not training, so we'll see in the future. But this is like a normal player. Then I make a selection, so it's the same.
Samuel.
Just on Marcus there, is he ruled out for the weekend, or could he be fit?
I think he's going to be out this week. He's not training, so we'll see. But I think this week is out.
And just on Anfield, this is the longest run United have gone without actually winning there. You played there with Benfica. What were your experiences of it? What are you looking to expect?
We know that it's going to be a tough moment, really different context from both teams. They had that strong base for a long years, and they are a strong team. But like I said, we work this week to win the game. We will try to do that.
James.
Yeah. Ruben, going to Anfield is very
interesting
difficult.
Questions.
At the best of times when you're in form, obviously the team aren't, and Liverpool are flying. It's 9 years since United won there. There's been some very big defeats since then, 4-0 and 7-0 at Anfield, 5-0, 3-0 at home. There's a lot of scar tissue is built up. Are you worried going into that game?
No, I'm just focused on the performance. I'm not focused on losing or what could happen. Like I said, we had some losses. We prepared this game to win, and we know what we are going to face. So my focus is to prepare the team to not suffer that difficult moments. If you saw it in the first 15 minutes against Newcastle. I want to improve that, to have more control of the ball, prepare the players for each situation, and that our focus is not thinking about any bad result.
You can't afford a start at Anfield like you had against Newcastle.
I think that is clear. That is clear. That is a massive problem for us. And it was not just this game. When I arrived, we were scoring 1 goal in the first minutes and then change. And that is really important. When you are in the bad in the bad moment when we suffer a goal, it's so hard to connect the players in the game plan.
100.
So we have to be prepared for a strong start from Liverpool, and to be prepared for that is to start strong with the ball. That is important.
Last question in this section, Paul.
Hey, Ruben, you said that you were a minute ago that you were starving of leaders in the team. How essential is that your senior players start stepping up, start showing a bit of leadership now if you're going to get out of this slump?
Yeah, I think it's not one thing of our team. If you want to be a top team, you have to be leaders, and we have that in the dressing room. But they have to step up, because we have a lot of young kids also, and this moment is really hard, because you can look at the table, but you are still Manchester United. So this gap and this pressure of a big club in a really low moment is really hard to cope. So we need the guys that more experience to help the others.
To travel forward with Diogo.
My God, guys, sorry about that. I didn't realize my mic was muted. Sorry. I apologize. But it's interesting from Ruben Amorim, guys. One of the most important things I will be saying is that I think I understand where he's coming from. You know, this is the first week after his 6 weeks of employment at Man United that we are able to have a full week of training, and there's lots to work on. Of course, the team, there's lots to work on, because Manchester United, we have been in a rut for a very long time. Of course, we can sit here and blame some of the players that, you know, they were already performing badly under Ten Hag. But realistically, it's a new formation, a new style, a new way of expecting them to perform. You know, for the wingers, they're going to have to play a wing-back role. For one of the wingers, he might have to play a 10 role. It's an interesting situation, guys. And what we need is time. I remember saying that, you know, he did not rubbish the fact that we will definitely try to go into the window and do something if something happens, you know, there's some kind of interesting situation arises, maybe we'll try to do something. He keep hinting that we will try to do something. So that makes me a bit positive for the transfer window, because Ineos definitely needs to back him, because they have not been so far. And it's really one of those interesting situations where you bring a manager into the middle of the season when the team is already not doing so badly, and you don't back him with some signings, some players that fit the way he wants to play, that could come into this team and provide that leadership that he's missing, those roles that he doesn't need to coach. So it makes his job a little bit easier. And I think that's something we definitely need to do. You know what I mean? Yeah, Lucky saying let's talk. All right, guys, let's get into the bits of what Amorim had to say and some interesting parts of it. You know, let's talk about this first bit that Amorim has said. You know, we are struggling for leadership, because it's a very interesting statement. And to be fair, I don't disagree with Ruben in this situation. I think it's one of those things where it is the truth. Sadly enough to say it like that, this is the truth. We are struggling for leadership. The experienced players on the team have not been stepping up to lead the young players through difficult times. And this is one of the reasons why some of our leading players, like the Casemiro, like the Marcus Rashford, you know, those players like a Christian Eriksen, like a Victor Lindelof, they must go, because they have not stepped up to the plate as senior leaders in the squad. Those of whom who've been here for more than 9 seasons, those of you who are by age, and experienced seniors as well. I think it's very interesting the way we are looking at this transfer window and the possibilities that it might seem. Though he has said that Rashford is ill and this is why he's unavailable, it has been 5 games now. So it's an interesting development. We know there's some interesting news coming about Rashford, but Manchester United definitely needs, some leadership. So they triggered a 1-year option for Harry Maguire. I know that's going to be interesting for some of you guys who thinking Harry Maguire should be moved on. But you know what I mean? It's one of those things. Yes, Barca did lose the 3rd court case again today, where the La Liga has decided that they will not allow Barca to register Dani Olmo or the other player. And they have officially removed them from the La Liga registration. So Harry Maguire contract underway. They're working on Ahmad's new contract, and as he said, it's important to extend these deals, and they're very close to extending a deal for the likes of Amad Diallo. So it's one of those interesting situations, guys. We have 2 players who are confirmed to be here next season. 1 player who's going to be confirmed on a new contract, probably with an extension and with an increase in his pay. At the moment, he is ill. So he's not training. We'll see in the future, but he is like a normal player then I make selection. That's the interesting news. So let's see how it goes with Amad Diallo, guys. His contract is guaranteed. It's guaranteed to happen. It's underway. Let's see what happens. You know what I mean? So it's another interesting situation there. Big up for that. You know what? One thing I would say, guys, is the news that is coming out about this guy, Joshua Zirkzee. Whatever you say about the guy, he's just come to United. He's not that striker that we expected him to be. He came in and it's not working out. For most, they're already given up on the youngster. For me, I say given time. Regardless of the fact that I did not want him as the striking option, I would have taken a more, experienced striker at the helm to lead the line and let Højlund come in and take over from him in different situations so that he could learn. But we got Joshua Zirkzee and it has not worked out. And there are lots of reports coming in that Juventus is in contact with Joshua Zirkzee's agent over the January transfer. And there are some interesting other reports that Man United have already spoken to the player to let him know what the situation is and what are the terms for his departure if they are to sanction it. So it will be interesting to see how that happens. Another little bit of news. I know, guys, I've been talking about us, reigniting and returning this young man to Manchester United, Alvaro Fernandez, and he has been under the radar. Bayern Munich are eyeing a move for him amidst the Alphonso Davies situation. Of course, we all know that Alphonso Davies is demanding 20 million euros per year as a salary, despite Man United's efforts, as well as Bayern's. It's something that he's holding steadfast on. And I don't think he's worth that, so I think we should avoid it. Maybe we should, bring this guy home before Bayern does it before us. It's going to be interesting to see how we get this done. And that is my interesting thing. Manchester United seemingly very much prepared to attack for a player that Ruben Amorim has made it clear he wants to bring in this January. Is this what Amorim is hinting at when he's saying we will try something? As we know, the player has been stated to have an £84 million release clause, and it will take some monumental moves and shakes. And Man United doing very good business on outgoings to make a salary cap. Not only that, but the FFP allow for this big purchase. What's going to happen? I'm going to say, guys, I'm positive that we will make some moves in this transfer window. Of course, Ruben Amorim has already said that. We will try something. So I'm believing that 100%. In other news, guys, current and trash in our news. Big up, big up, big up. 12 likes like Malacia or Smalling, whichever one you want to take it as, both Manchester United players. 13 likes like Park Ji-sung. Yo, it's been a long time, man. It's been a long time. Shout out to Ahmad. Shout out to him, in my opinion, and shout out to Kobe. Big up to those guys. 100%. It's going to be interesting to see what we do with the contracts of Amad Diallo. You already know that we already prepared a new contract for Kobe Mainoo a while ago, so that's already done. Big up to Stephanie saying she would look to get Adeola Lookman. He worked well with Rasmus at Atalanta, 100%. We have tried to inquire about Adeola Lookman in the summer, and we weren't willing to pay the 60 million odd pounds that they were asking for the player. Big up to Hayden Pro in the building as well. And this is the interesting thing for me. One of those important situations is that we need to also be patient. We need to also take time to understand that the manager has only just got here. Some of the players are adapting, some are not, and it's going to take some time. We could want to sell all the players in the squad and have a revamp, but it's going to take some time. Yeah, he always does that, bro. I don't know why. I don't know why he always does that, man. Interesting times. Big up. Anyway, so one thing I would say, guys, there's a lot of interesting reports coming in. The manager has spoken clearly about the possibilities and what he expects from the Man United going into the game this weekend against Liverpool. It's going to be a difficult game, the manager has said. Also, the manager is hoping that he's prepared his charges to be prepared for a very intense start, as Liverpool will be coming out of the blocks very quickly as they look to pick up 3 points against Manchester United. Liverpool, who are not without their own worries, as Trent Alexander-Arnold could be on his way to Real Madrid. It's going to be an interesting situation to see what happens there. Also, they have received a squad boost as their players who were injured are coming back to fitness and will be available. Now, guys, let's take a look into what's the possibilities of the possible starting lineup to the game. We know the manager came in and spoke. Marcus Rashford will be unavailable for the game as he is ill. So there's going to be some interesting decisions going on. Who is going to be in the starting lineup? What's going to happen there? What are your thoughts in the comments, guys? Let me know what you are thinking. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Big up to Lafitte saying, good for us. Casemiro, Joshua Zirkzee, Eriksson, Lindelof want a move in January. Well, there are lots of reports that they're looking for moves. They're open to moving. But I would take it with a pinch of salt, guys. Lots of these reports are written with the intention or the inclination of the author. And maybe they think or they have this supposition that these players will be sold by Ineos or whatever. The realistic thing is that we could want these players to move on. Some of the players have had offers come in for them or have interest coming in. We have to see what materializes first. So it's one of those things we're going to have to be doing this while balancing the books. It's going to be a tightrope walk, guys. A tightrope walk, to be fair. Because in all fairness, guys, we don't have the money to just sell players and we can't afford to take a lot of losses. It's going to be very, very difficult if we do. So, yeah, it's just one of those things. In other reports, Arne Slot has been talking, and he seems to be very, very confident of getting 6 points, doing the double over Manchester United this season. Let's take a little dip into this and hear what Arne Slot is saying, guys. I don't know if you want to indulge it a little bit. I'll drop the link as well. You guys, or if you guys want to hold, there's a call-in show a bit later, so we'll do that in the call-in show. We'll do it in the call-in show. But let's talk about what Arne Slot is saying, because it's really interesting that he's been talking before the game. And I don't know. Liverpool manager Arne Slot was asked whether he plans to rotate his squad, given Man United are languishing in 14th place in the standings. And he said, that's a strange question. No, I'm not going to rest any players because it's a big game. I've said it before and I'll say it again. They have much better players than the table shows. It might take Ruben Amorim a little while, but they'll definitely go up. They are much better than the table shows. The question itself is likely to leave a sour taste among United supporters. It highlights the growing gap between the two rivals, with the Merseyside club firmly expected to win the clash. The United manager faces major tactical challenge as he looks to contain the rampant Liverpool side perched at the top of the league. Slot and his men handed United a humiliating 3-0 defeat earlier this season in Old Trafford. Securing a double over their arch rivals would bring immense joy to their fans, providing a perfect start to 2025. By contrast, Amorim's side has lost 3 consecutive games. They must arrest their downfall and start winning. The Reds must deliver their best performance of the season this Sunday. Guys, what are your thoughts in the comments? I know a lot of you might not be expecting too much from Man United, but what I would say, guys, is I hope the Reds win. The Manchester United Reds I'm talking about, not the imitation from Merseyside. You know what I'm saying? And they might be in great form. They might be at top of the table right now. But I also agree with what Arne Slot has said. We have better players than the table shows right now. The performances just have not shown it. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot of time for that. We need to be patient. We need to let it go, because I think a lot of fans are a little bit too defeatist about the situation. I know it looks dark, but you can never give up before the game. I mean, we're Man United fans, you know what I mean? We should always kind of try to, have a little faith. I know it's a dark hour, and I know we are nowhere near our best, but we must have a little faith, guys. We must. It's just one of those times, and I just feel like I could only say it like that because at the end of the day, no matter how much, guys, dark it is, there's always going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. And Manchester United, it might be a tough time, but we already knew we were in a rebuild. We already knew we're going to have a difficult time. We already knew we're rebuilding for the future. And if you want to rebuild a dynasty, it's going to take some time. And we're slowly doing it, guys. You can see we have been making some good headway with some young talent. So maybe not this squad right now, but in the next coming seasons, we're going to see the emergence of some top young talent into this team that will be providing the boost that we need. And I don't think I, as a fan, would write off the game. I still think United could probably go there and probably snake out a draw. We've done it last season, when even without Bruno, when everyone thought we were going to get spanked. So I am not going to do it. I'm saying draw or result for Man United, because I think the Reds have something in their lockers. And I think 2025 is going to be the year of our improvement, as we will start a steady rise back in our reign of progress back to the top. We might not finish in the top 4 this season, guys, but we're going to start taking steps forward and making progress. That's my firm belief, and I'm not giving up on that. 100%. And as you can see on the screen, guys, agent of Wonder Kid Diego Leone confirms the player is set to have his medical in the next few days. This story was released 2 days ago, guys. Didn't talk about it too much because, he's unable to play for Man United until he turns 18 due to Premier League rulings on foreign-based players who are not of 18 years old. They cannot allow to play. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But what we know is that he will be having his medical in the next day, tomorrow morning to be exact. And of course, hopefully it passed. And, that he will be, when he turns 18 in April, he will be back at the senior team, probably involved. He will officially join the Red Devils in the summer. Now, it has emerged that he's scheduled to fly to England. He's already there. He should be preparing himself for his medical tomorrow. And this is one of the things it's exciting to see. He is lightning quick and very capable in duels and challenges. And we've seen the build of this young man. He's almost like a machine. Well built, good stature, good pace, good engine on him. And he's a bona fide left back, left wing back option. So there are solutions coming. Not in the quick, but it will be here. And we're going to be talking about this tonight, my bro. I will be live at 8:30 UK. Of course, guys, I will be coming to talk to you guys about, the happenings of the game today. Just a bit of the news that's rumbling around. And to be fair, what I will say, the headline is there. You know what I mean? That guy, how do they do it? How do they bring this guy to ref our games, man? How do they bring Michael Oliver to ref our games? He hasn't refed in a while, and he's back against us away at Anfield. What can you guys see? The only update on Olmo is that Manchester United has made contact with his agent, like I told everyone they would be doing, because I expected Barada to be a shock. But let's see what happens there. Liverpool bottling starts on the 5th of Jan. Steph, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. They're going to bottle it. We are going to come out with a shock win. You've brought the positivity back to me, and I'm going to stand firm. I'm no longer predicting a draw. I'm predicting a result for the positive. Man United takes 3 points. And I'm going to be the only one to say it. That's going to be my reckless take for this game. I'm going in. I'm taking responsibility for this as well. You know what I mean? Big up to everyone coming in. Don't forget to smash the likes and subscribe. The interesting news, well, I guess it's all over, guys. You know what it is. You know, I had only this amount of information for you guys. This is all the truth. This is all the reports coming out right now. You know, as we talked about, Amorim says we need leaders. We're desperate for them. Harry Maguire receives a contract extension for 1 year. Has been triggered. You know what I mean? There's also the interesting news that they're currently finishing in the later stages of negotiations for Amad Diallo's brand new contract, which is also good news. You know, the manager also said in the press conference earlier, if you haven't seen it at the beginning of the stream, he also said that, you know, we will try something in the window, you know, after saying in the last press conference, we are not doing anything. So I don't know. Maybe Victor Gyökeres might be the guy. Talks have broken down completely between PSG and Nuno Mendes, leaving an opening for Manchester United to sneak their way in after they spoken to the player and they submitted a bid and proposal to him about his time at Manchester United. Now it's left to be seen if Paris Saint-Germain are going to open negotiations, because reports are they're refusing to speak to anyone about sale of the player. So let's see how it goes. Victor Gyökeres, who knows? You know what I mean? We're definitely going to need something extremely amazing to happen, like the sale of Casemiro for 30 to 35 million pounds from Saudi, and maybe Marcus Rashford moving on for 40 million pounds, as Manchester United has set a minimum transfer fee of 40 million pounds for the 27-year-old attacker. It's going to be interesting to see if these things happen, guys. Of course, you know, Van Nistelrooy wants to take Toby Collier on loan. He also wants to get the service of Victor Lindelof. Napoli is heavily interested in Luke Shaw. So let's see how it goes, guys. All I can say is get Dani Olmo. We'll figure the rest out. Maybe go grab, you know, the young Miguel Gutierrez for 25 million euros over in, you know, Girona. That's cheap, small money. We can do these things, guys. Get the cheap deals in now. Deal with the expensive stuff later. So get the Olmo, get Gutierrez, get Alvaro Fernandez. We can get the striker by the end of the window. It's not going to hurt. It's not going to kill us. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. Big up to all of you joining. We'll be back later on at 8:30 UK to present the news. We'll be here. We'll be talking. It's the call-in show. Call in. Have your say. Tell us how you feel about Manchester United. What do you want to do? What do you think we should do? What players should we sign? Be it a striker, midfielder, or a defender. Who should be in the starting 11? Let's talk about it later on. Big up to all of you legends. I hope you have a wonderful evening. I hope you had a great day at work today. And of course, big up from your boy Mark Hen to each and every one of you in the chat. Don't forget to smash the likes. We'll catch you guys later. Bro, I wouldn't say that.
Baby.